The photography theme for this week's 52-week project is black and white. For me, this holds a special place, especially with analog or film photography, because it's something that I enjoy doing on my own personal time. I spend a lot of my week, 8 to 10 hours a day in front of a computer, working on digital images, videos, things like that, and it's all done sitting at a computer desk. And when I do photography in my free time, sometimes I don't like to spend any more time behind the computer than I need to. Everything for me about photography that I enjoy takes place behind the camera and not behind the computer. So I like to spend a lot of time doing film photography, more specifically black and white. There are a few reasons why I like black and white photography. One of the reasons is the restrictions that it puts on you. And I think through those restrictions, it causes more creativity to flow from it. Black and white is just two things, light and dark, and the contrast between them. You don't have the color to deal with, or different color lighting, things like that. You don't have to deal with any of that stuff. You just have these two things that you need to deal with, and you need to try to find a way to do it creatively. With the digital age, black and white has changed a little bit with the way people look at composing their shots. A lot of people don't decide that a photo is going to be black and white until they get back to their computer and they upload it and they try it in black and white and think that they like it in black and white. When you're shooting with black and white film, obviously you're stuck with black and white, and I think it makes you compose your shots differently. A lot of times what I like to do is set everything to manual focus, have the black and white film in there, and if you ever try this, put it up to your eye and go around and take pictures, you'll notice that you really are looking at pictures completely differently with black and white film, and I really enjoy that. One of the big things I like about black and white analog photography is that it's hands-on. I like to develop the film at home myself, so it really is hands-on. I don't hand it off to anybody else. After being at work in front of the computer all day long, the last thing I want to do is go home and get in front of the computer again. So being able to use the film, shoot the film, pull it out, go put it in your developing tank, get out your chemicals and develop it, and pulling it out and seeing the images that you took on that roll of film I can't describe the feeling, and I think anybody that you talk to that does the same thing will tell you the same thing. That it's just a feeling that you can't find with anything else. Another big aspect about analog photography is paying homage to the history of photography and kind of where it began. There's nothing like being able to pick up a 100-year-old camera, put a roll of film in it, and use it just like the day it was brand new. I have a fascination for antique cameras and the whole idea of what pictures were taken with this camera. My sister bought me a camera in London, an old antique camera, and who knows, maybe somebody took pictures of World War II with that camera, or even World War I for that matter. You have no idea what that camera has been through, and it's fun being able to put a roll of film in that and going out and shooting pictures with it. So one of the pictures that I will be posting below is a roll that I've shot. I haven't developed it yet. This is Wednesday afternoon I'm shooting this. I'll go home tonight and develop that roll of film. It's Ilford Delta 3200 film, which means ISO 3200. Technically, it's not an ISO 3200 film. It's about 1,000 ISO. But one of the things I wanted to do, and one of the freedoms that I love about film photography, is try something different with the film. I actually overexposed this film, and I shot it as if it were an ISO 400 film. And one thing I'm going to do in the processing is what's called pool processing, where I won't develop it as long as the time suggested for development to keep my highlights from blowing out. And one thing that this will most likely do is make the film a lot more grainy, and it'll probably lower the contrast of the film a lot, which experimenting trying to find a lower contrast film to shoot. I've looked online. I can't find anybody that's tried this, so I'd like to try it out and see what happens. We'll see. I hope you enjoy the photo.